Raw Underground is trash, but here's how they can save it.
Pro Wrestling Bits. Subscribe now.
Raw Underground is the worldwide leader's latest get-rich-quick scheme to stimulate viewership in the third hour, just like the 24/7 championship, which ended up being a complete joke, or that handful of weeks where they switched the graphics up in the third hour as if Adobe Photoshop was gonna get the young people to watch. Raw Underground is the latest harebrained idea, sure to disappear by October when those sports and election ratings really start getting busy on WWE. It's also a batshit theory that a fake wrestling company can reimagine MMA through the increasingly questionable eyes of Vince McMahon, all to the soundtrack of Shane McMahon ad-libs.
Alright, who's getting up in here next?
I'm not here to tell you all the reasons why Raw Underground was a bad idea. Twitter took care of that the moment this concept was introduced. And I don't know what it's gonna take to turn this sinking ship around, but I can assure you it ain't Dolph Ziggler pretending to shoot in denim. Shout out to him. But maybe it can be saved. Maybe this hit-or-miss cinematic wrestling era can co-opt Raw Underground as some absurd, tongue-in-cheek, Mel Brooksian pro wrestling version of Sharknado, a concept WWE knows is bad and books accordingly. No different from what went down at Talkin' Shop-A-Mania, where bad pro wrestling was put on a pedestal. Raw Underground really shouldn't be a thing, but if it has to be, WWE needs to join the rest of the world in making fun of it. Creative needs to develop some semblance of irony and start writing the most wacky, cheesy, and intentionally bad Raw Underground storylines that just might pique the interest of all those displaced John Cena fans who grew up to be Hot Topic customers and now watch AEW. Less impressions of UFC in the 90s and more Viking princesses that Eric has to save by beating the town drunk, or a rabbit Doink the Clown. F it. This shouldn't be WWE's take on UFC or Bellator. This should be Roadhouse. Bloodsport, my guy. No, not that one. This one. Yeah! If UFC decided to start promoting pro wrestling, except they made the matches real to be more like UFC and the super kicks hurt like hell, UFC's audience would be just as confused and pissed off as WWE's after Raw Underground. This is McDonald's trying to sell burritos. Those breakfast burritos do hit though, not gonna lie. With the right people in place, the concept of work shoot wrestling actually works just fine, as evidenced by Josh Barnett's Bloodsport with GCW, shout out to them. But on a mainstream pro wrestling platform with an audience conditioned to expect traditional pro wrestling, WWE is antagonizing its own fan base every second they try to take this desperate attempt seriously. But if they add 2 heaping scoops of pro wrestling to this potentially innovative concept, Raw Underground can become a WWE fever dream of tongue-in-cheek humor for a viewership dominated by hardcore fans who know exactly what Chikara is. This isn't the direction WWE should go in as a whole, by the way. Playing to a small niche audience and turning off casual fans is part of what got us into this mess in the first place. And if it ever wants to get out of this mess, WWE needs to show a little self-awareness and have Raw Underground embrace its train wreck qualities.